everyone. Welcome back to the worksheet 2 session. In today's session, I would like to go forward with next 20 MCQs from KVS Madan of paper 1 UGC NET teaching aptitude. If you like the video of the worksheet 1, kindly subscribe to the channel for more updates. Kindly share the videos to the friends even, so that even they will get the benefit out of the paper 1 syllabus. So in today's session, I would like to go forward with, I'm going forward with session of next 20 questions of worksheet 2. I hope you clearly understood, right? Yes. So for more updates of the channel regarding to the MCQs and as well as other topics even, kindly subscribe the channel and press on the bell icon for more updates. So you can find it here. You will find the bell icon over here. If you press this, automatically you will be going forward with the next updates. I hope you clearly understood, right? Yes? Yeah. So next forward, going forward with the topic. Yes. Going forward. So we will be discussing the next worksheet of next 20 questions. The first question is, at authoritarian level, the teaching is what? So in authoritarian level, the teaching is a teacher center, child center, headmaster center, experience based. So first of all, we should know what is the authoritarian level. So authoritarian level is the pace or the level where the classroom environment or teaching aspect is more dependent on teacher. So in authoritarian level, generally the teacher plays a crucial role to explain the many topics to the students. So in this perspective, the authoritarian level, the teaching is a teacher-centered activity. It is a teacher-centered activity. I hope you understood. The next question, we have some characteristic features and we have some philosophies even. So we have to go forward with philosophies. We have the list 1 with the characteristics and list 2 with the philosophies. Yes? Yeah. We have list 1, learning by doing, some characteristics, learning by doing, education through the environment, realization of truth, beauty and the goodness, world as it is here and now. We have the list 2 philosophies. First one is naturalism, second one is idealism, third one pragmatism, and fourth one is the realism. So first of all, you should go forward. Learning by doing. Learning it is itself an continuous process. It is an activity based, action based. So it is pragmatism. Pragmatism is a philosophy which deals with learning by doing. So option A, for the option A, the answer is 3. Next, education through environment. Environment includes the nature. Dealing with the nature is nothing but naturalism. Education through environment is naturalism. So for the B, it is option 1. Next, realization of truth, beauty and goodness. Realization of truth, beauty and goodness. So it is a quality approach. So quality approach. So it will be like, so it is like idealism, a quality aspect. So it mainly deals with the quality aspect. So it is an idealism. So idealism is a philosophy which is the realization of truth, beauty and goodness. So it is like option C. Its answer is 2. And world as it is here and now. So it is obviously a realism. Yes? Yeah. World as it is here and now, it is a realism, right? Yes. So for 1, it is like, yes, A3, B1, C2, D4, option 2, quotes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Next question. Intellectual skills are reflected by what? First of all, we should know intellectual skills are reflected by, in the cognitive domain, we have a domains like 3 domains importantly. First one is cognitive domain, second one is affective domain, third one is psychomotor domain. So, yes. Okay. Intellectual skills are mainly included in the cognitive domain. Why? Because in the cognitive domain deals with the capability of intellectuality. It deals with the capability of intellectuality of human being, cognitive domain. Whereas in affective domain generally it deals with a human qualities like love towards something, passion towards something, sympathy, feelings, expressions. It deals with the human qualities. Affective domain speaks about human qualities. Psychomotor domain is nothing but it deals with acquisition of some technical capabilities, technical knowledge. So psychomotor domain speaks about the acquisition of technical skills. So the intellectual skills are mainly reflected by the cognitive domain. Cognitive domain, again answer option A is the answer. Yeah, as we discussed, attitudes, values and interests are the human qualities, right? So are being reflected by the affective domain. Affective domain. Which domain is concerned with physical and motor skills? Motor skills includes the technical skills, right? So as we discussed, cognitive domain speaks about intellectual capabilities, affective domain speaks about the human values, and the psychomotor domain speaks about acquisition of technical skills. The physical and motor skills comes under technical skills, so the answer is psychomotor domain. The physical and motor skills are concerned with psychomotor domain. Yes. See, which of the following can be cited as an example of cognitive domain? Describe a specific topic, develop a photographic film, typing an essay, taking responsibility for maintenance. Yes. So coming forward, if we come to the option A, describe a specific topic. In order to describe a specific topic, one should have an intellectual capability. Until and unless we have intellectual capability, we cannot explain any things. So in order to describe a topic, we should possess an intellectual capability. That intellectual capability is concerned by the cognitive domain, right? So develop a photographic film. In order to develop a photographic film, one should acquire the technical skills. Technical skills are more concerned by psychometry, right? Psychomotor or psychomotor things like psychomotor domain deals with acquisition of technical skills. Typing an essay. Typing an essay here it is nothing but in order to type an essay we should have some kind of technical knowledge. Again psychomotor. Take responsibility for the maintenance. Yes. Take responsibility for the maintenance. It is the responsibility. Again, it is like a human value. Again, it goes for the affective domain, right? Yes. So the describe a specific topic is an example of cognitive domain. I hope you understood. Which of the following can be taken as an example of psychomotor domain in the context of teaching? In the context of teaching, generally, psychomotor domain deals with the technical aspect. So in education, generally the technical knowledge can be executed only through experiments. If experiments happens, experiments put out the technical knowledge of an individual in the teaching area. So in teaching area, generally the what is it called as? Yeah, technical knowledge of an topic deals by the experiments. So whenever a teacher performs an experiments, generally the practical knowledge of the topic will be getting out, exposed, isn't it? Yes. The demonstrated awareness to environmental pollution, performing an experiment, computing the results of 2 experiments, narrating a story. Performing an experiment is a part of acquiring the technical knowledge, right? Option B is the answer. 8th one. Which of the following statements is false? False. Teaching and instructions are the same concepts. No. Instructing or directing is different. Teaching is different. There is difference between teaching and learning. Yes, there is a difference between teaching and the learning. Learning is nothing but acquiring the knowledge is a learning. Whereas teaching is nothing but a method of putting the output in understandable way. There is a difference between teaching and learning. Yes, it is true. Education is a wider term than teaching, training, research, etc. Yes, education is a wider term which includes many components. D, all the above are true. No. We So we have only the false concept. Teaching and instructions are the same concepts. It is a false. So option A is the answer. Teaching is based upon the mastery of knowledge of concepts, teaching skills, decision making skills, all the above. Yes. In order to teach, one should have the knowledge of concepts, teaching skills, decision making skills, and all the above. Everything should be there. Next. Who has the least chance of becoming an effective teacher? One who is a strict disciplinarian, one who knows his subject well, one who has no interest in teaching, one who teaches moral values. Yes, one who has no interest in teaching has the least chance of becoming an effective teacher. In order to be an effective teacher, one should have good amount of interest in the teaching. Which of the following are the teaching magazines? From physiological to logical, yes, physiological, psychological to logical, from analysis to synthesis, from concrete to abstract, follow the nature, everything, all are the maxims, all are the teaching maxims. Maxims are the rules framed or rules are set out to make the teaching aspect very easy. So all the four are the magazines. So answer D, all the above. Analysis. Analysis is nothing but if we are finding any kind of big amount of problem, we are breaking the problem into the small parts and bringing out of the solution of it. So ability to break the problem into the constant parts is called as analysis. The rules of presenting the contents to make them easier called as magazines. Just now we discussed. Whatever the rules framed or presented in order to make the teaching concept too easy are called as, the rules are called as magazines of the teachings. With smaller classes, teachers are much more able to. In the small classes, the teacher can be able to identify the learning problems, provide the individual attention, adapt instruction to individual differences among the students, all the above. Yes, all the above can be possible in the smaller classes. Single most important factor in the beginning of the teacher career. Yes, in the beginning of the teacher career, one's personality and ability to relate the class and students is really important. Meritorious academic record, it may give the result or may not give the result is not the matter. Communication skills, of course, organizing ability, but the most important thing is one's personality and ability to relate the class and the students. The relating ability of the class and students is more important for the teacher in the initial career. Then automatically it will be getting habituated, automatically students will get into the flow. Effective teaching by and large is a function of. Effective teaching by and large is a function of teachers making students learn and understand. It is an effective technique, effective methods. Yeah, we have one more match. We have one more match of the following. Please check out it. So Tagore, Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi, Buddhism. Harmonious development of personality has been. This is the philosophy of the Mahatma Gandhi. Doctrine of karma. Karma speaks by the Buddhism. So doctrine of karma by the Buddhism. Child is more important than all the kinds of the books. So child is more important than all the kinds of the books by the Rabindranath Tagore. Yoga as a method of education is by the Swami Vivekananda. Right? So again, it is like harmonious development of personality set by the Mahatma Gandhi. Doctrine of karma by the Buddhism. Child is more important than all the kinds of books is the Tagore. And yoga as a method of education is by the Vivekananda. So answer option C. Who said that education is mankind, man-making? It is that by which the character is formed, strength of mind is increased, intellect is expanded, and by which the man can stand on his own feet. Swami Vivekananda said these lines. Education is a man-making process. It is that by which the character is formed, strength of the mind is increased, intellect is expanded, and by which man can stand on his own feet. Yes. Prior to teaching, the teacher does. Before teaching, he should identify the objectives. He should prepare the lesson plan, teaching lesson plan. He should know the interests of the students, all the things. So automatically, prior to the teaching, if you do all these things, then automatically the teaching process will go in the easy process. The last question, effective teaching includes, teacher is an active but students may or may not be active. No. Teacher may be active but inactive, but the students are active. No. Teacher is active and students are active. Yes. All the one no. So if in effective teaching includes the teacher is active and students are active even. So If you really like the video, you just subscribe the channel and press on the bell buttons and share it to your friends. Thank you. Vande Mataram.